Hello there, my fellow myth and fantasy nerds. My name is Tanner, and I'd like to welcome you back to my YouTube channel. So, lately I've been on a bit of a Dungeons and Dragons kick. So, I've created 3 new characters that I wanted to share with you guys. However, their backstories are so intricate and detailed, I thought maybe instead of having one long video dedicated to all 3 of them, it would be better for me to create 3 new videos with each one talking about one of those new characters. Now, before I begin, each of the characters that will be in this series are what is known in the D&D community as multiclasses. Basically, multiclassing is when you take levels in 2 or more separate classes. For example, Bard, Barbarian, Fighter, Monk, Wizard, Druid, etc. The first 2 characters that I will talk about in this series are both Bard Warlock multiclasses, whereas the third is a Druid Warlock multiclass. So on that note, as always, please make sure you leave a like on this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe down below. Pretty please! It'll help me make more content for you. And without further ado, allow me to present to you my first character with the story of Dante Silentuskar. Our story begins long before Dante was ever in the picture. Long, long ago, there lived an Aasimar man named Angelo, who ran an ancient theater where his daughter Carlotta was the star performer. Many people from all over the realm would flock to the theater to hear her sing in that angelic voice. At the time, there was a rumor that the catacombs underneath the theater were home to a mysterious phantom. As it turns out, these rumors were in fact true, but not in the way that you think. You see, the Phantom was actually an elven man, gifted with stunning musical talent, yet cursed with hideous scarring on his face. Tormented, shunned, cast out all his life due to these facial disfigurements, he was forced to live apart from society. And even still, he wore a mask to cover the scarring. One day, while practicing his music, the Phantom heard Carlotta singing above him, sweeter than a bird, like honey to his ears, and he fell instantly in love. He showed himself to her and invited her to be his secret student and his muse. You might think that she would be repulsed, revolted by his scars, but she saw the beautiful, tormented soul underneath those scars, and when she heard his music, she would soon reciprocate his feelings. Music became their secret language, one that they used to communicate their love to each other. They would meet in secret for many years, growing closer and closer each day, but soon their love would be put to the test. You see, Carlotta had stolen another man's heart. Milan, a human man, had developed feelings for Carlotta. But when he learned he had a competitor for her affection, he followed her to the Phantom's lair and challenged him to a duel. They battled for a long time, but soon Milan defeated the Phantom, who would rather die than have Carlotta taken from him. Though Milan defeated his rival, Carlotta, still in love with the Phantom, rebuffed his advances and eventually ran away, never to be seen again. Now, this is where Dante comes in. As it turns out, when Carlotta ran away, she was carrying the Phantom's child in her womb. Carlotta's grief caused her to fall, and therefore Dante was born fallen as a result. He grew up listening to her stories about his father, and when he grew old enough, Dante promised his mother that he would find the man who took his father away from her and avenge him. When he came across the theater his grandfather once ran, he went searching in the catacombs, hoping to find some clues. Soon enough, he found something more. His father's spirit still lingered in the passageways, mourning the loss of his love. When Dante explained who he was and what his plan for revenge was, his father offered him a pact: magic and power, in exchange for exacting revenge on the man who killed him and took his love away from him. Whew, wow, that was dramatic. Dante is a Fallen Aasimar Bard Warlock Multiclass, or Bardlock for short. Specifically, a College of Whispers Bard Undead Patron Warlock. I figured with a character whose patron was a literal interpretation of the Phantom of the Opera, an undead patron worked best. Now, I like to imagine Dante's bardic instrument taking the form of a harp, with a body made of an opaque purple colored glass, which seems to glow while the instrument is being played. When he and his father made their pact, the Phantom gave him a purple, oval shaped pendant to use as an arcane focus for his warlock spells, and the pendant is usually seen hanging from a black ribbon around his neck. When he reaches the right warlock level, I like to imagine his patron giving him a tome pact, giving him a book of shadows that gives him new cantrips to use in battle. Also, as Dante is an undead warlock, one of the features he gets is called Form of Dread, which allows him to manifest an aspect of his father's power as the ghost of the opera house. This gives him certain benefits and allows him to alter his appearance so that it reflects his patron. I like to imagine that in this case, when he uses this feature, his eyes turn completely black, a white half mask appears on the right side of his face, and his arcane focus transforms into a shadowy cloak. I also like to imagine that when he transforms, it's accompanied by spooky organ music. Now, like all of my other characters, I haven't played as Dante yet, but when I rolled his stats and then calculated the increases he gets from being a Fallen Aasimar, his highest score was his Charisma at 18, since that's the stat that's used for both his Bard and Warlock spells, and his lowest score was his Strength at 9. I like to picture the reason is because he doesn't really rely on his strength and focuses more on his music and his magic. So, there we have it. That was Dante Silentuskar, the Fallen Aasimar Bardlock. If you liked this video and you want more, please consider leaving a like and subscribing down below so you don't miss any new content from me. So what did you think of Dante? Did you like his story? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you have any other ideas you want to see in any future videos, please leave those suggestions in the comments down below as well. Who knows? It might just happen. Alright. Well, it's all the time I have for this video, so I'll see you all next week with the second in my multi-class character series. See you guys then.